And I say it's more of like a life coaching experience that entire week. It starts at 7:30 in the morning, and it could easily go way past 10 o'clock at night, depending on the participants. I'm not going to rush them through this. So I signed up, I went into the Air Force, I did electronic warfare, and I was deployed in the Gulf numerous times, spent a year in Korea. I absolutely loved the career. I loved the people that I got to work with. I was really privileged. After my first time returning from the Gulf War, I became really, really ill. And I'd lost a lot of weight. I was fainting, I was vomiting, I was just having a lot of health issues. And I started developing these migraines. And it got to the point when I would go TDY, I couldn't perform my duty. This was the first time that I felt calm and relaxed. So I really dove into understanding the Eastern version of mindfulness and meditation. And I did that every single day of my life, every morning, every evening, every afternoon. I would walk to some of the parks there in Kansas City, and I would just go meditate. Now, mindfulness and meditation is about acceptance and awareness. And until we can accept who we are completely, we cannot go forward without being mindful and being present. We have too many doubts and fears and anxiety and stress. And that's the foundation of that, is providing a space for these people to feel accepted and to feel loved. Everybody hears this buzzword of self-care. And I explained to them that yoga is not just what you do on the mat, but it's a whole holistic lifestyle. It's getting enough sleep. It's what you eat. It's your total environment. It's where you work. It's your relationships. It's everything about your life is yoga. And that yoga does two things for us each and every day. It lets us know those things in our life that we're doing well, and also those things in our life that we need to work on. I think through the journey and the path, we begin to understand our version of self-care and how that changes throughout our life, where it could be a hike or a walk, or maybe it's just alone, reading a book somewhere. And giving people that space and giving them the permission to be themselves, being able to forgive ourselves of everything that we've done during those times is one of the number one keys. Now, that key is also in relationships, personally and professionally. We talk about the hero's journey, but we also do a ceremony of the dead where we write letters and we burn them. And it gives those people the opportunity to really let the past go that they've been hanging on to, and a lot of the trauma from the past that they've held on to. And I listen to their stories and I write down what they're struggling with, like the root cause of what's going on with it. Is it forgiveness, or is it guilt, or is it shame, or is it trauma? So the first night is really about self-care. And then the second day, I dive more into self-care. And then I talk about healthy boundaries and what does that mean personally and professionally. And then we finish up about turning conflict into intimacy. I give them real life scenarios and real life stories of myself and other participants that have gone through the last 6 years to make it more relatable. I have them journal. So I may ask, this group collectively, I'd ask you to write down, what are your dreams, visions, and goals in your journal? Then the next slide would be, what are your excuses? Why are you not accomplishing your dreams, visions, and goals? And so I methodically set up a lot of the questions in the slides like that to get to what's really going on in their life. And I think that's a lot of it with the journal, is that it really allows us the opportunity to be private with ourselves. Your self-care regimen, what does that look like? Do you need to go for a run? Do you need to go to the gym? Do you need to do some yoga? What does that mean? Some gratitude. 3 to 5 aspects, concepts, things that you're grateful for. Dreams, visions, and goals for today and tomorrow. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And then this allows you the opportunity to express really what's going on. And it's been one of the most pivotal points for me in my life. And I'll talk a lot about this, about being mindful and present, is releasing your attachments to success and your attachments to failures. We're hanging on to the wins. We're hanging on to any time we lost. That's how we learn, and that's how we grow, is all the failures in our life, right? And so don't look at that in a negative connotation, but look at it as an opportunity to grow. Your intention drives the scope of any mission. What is it you're really wanting to gain out of today? What's your intention for today? And that may change. It's not about that. It's about, how can I truly provide a space for hope, for joy, for peace, for acceptance, love. And I think about that constantly. People will tell you this, I've never felt more loved and more accepted. And until we have that ourselves, we can't give that away. I've been with Warriors Ascent for 6 years, and I really appreciate, Mike Kinney and Tony Hoffman for trusting me on this journey and this path, and giving me the opportunity to share my real life experiences of what and how mindfulness and meditation has transformed my life, as well as hundreds of the participants, their family, their friends and colleagues that have gone through. Professionally, I want to enrich our society. And that's why I engage in, Warriors Ascent. And it really has my heart, because I see the difference. I feel and hear the difference, and I can see the impact that it makes on these people's lives.